afternoon everybody, it's Kane here from McAteer Showing. While I had a spare 5 minutes today, I thought I'd make a video on the pros and cons of buying a young horse. Let's talk about some of the pros and cons of buying a young horse. So a pro that I would say is they come with no previous bad habits or no previous learnt behaviours. Everything that you teach that horse has come from you. You're not trying to undo anybody else's bad horsemanship or habits that they've caused the horse to develop that you no longer want them to have. So that is one massive pro of buying a young horse. Another pro is you have plenty of time to bond. So before the horse is ready to be backed or start any ridden work, you have ample time to spend with your horse, doing activities, exposing them to whatever you want them exposed to, etc., before you then go and get on that horse's back. Now, a con to owning a young horse is all the work is down to you. If you put no work in, you'll see no results. You'll get nothing back. The horse will be whatever the horse has taught itself to be. Another con is it takes time. Now, a young horse is going to take longer to learn. And when I say longer to learn, I mean longer to learn everything from the most basic of tasks that you're asking the horse to do to even more complicated tasks. While the horse is young, it's going to take a lot longer to pick these things up. Now, I'd like to just touch back on one of the pros that I previously stated, and that's time. With time, a horse will learn to trust you. A horse will learn to see you in times of fear, anxiety, uncertainty, and it will learn to trust. Trust is a massive thing between you and a young horse. If you can get a young horse to trust you, you can get a young horse to do anything. I'd just like to briefly touch on another topic, and that is important things to do with a young horse. Now, there are 7 things that I would class as important things to do with a young horse. Number 1 is handling and picking up feet. Now, you need to be able to pick up the feet. 1, to clean them out. 2, to inspect them. 3, the farrier needs to cut them, so they need to be able to pick up the feet. This is one massive thing that you need to do with a young horse. Get them used to having their feet and their legs touched. Number 2 is loading onto a lorry, a trailer, whatever it is that you have. This is another key thing to teach a young horse. They need to be able to load. The earlier you start this exposure, the easier it is, the better it is, and the better outcome that you will get. Number 3 is hacking. I'm a massive believer in taking a young horse out, walking on a lead rope with and without other horses, in front and following, so that it gets used to going out. It's used to having vehicles come past, all different vehicles, shapes, sizes, sounds, everything. It needs to go out hacking. It is a great exposure for a young horse. Number 4 is another thing that I will also do a separate video on, and that is showing. Taking a young horse out showing. Number 5 is boundaries. Teaching a young horse from early on what your boundaries are. Do not let your horse do something now while it's young and not as big that you do not want it to do when it is a full-sized horse or pony. While you think that horse rubbing its head all up and down your leg or your body is okay now, it's cute, it's giving you a cuddle, just imagine it when it's 10 times as heavy and 4 times the size. It will push you over. Do not allow your horse to do anything now that you do not want it to do when it is older. 6 is exposure. Again, I can do a whole nother video on exposure, so I'll leave that one as it is and say exposure. And 7 is grooming and being tied up. Your horse, young horse, needs to learn to be tied up and accept you grooming it. And the last topic that I would like to touch on for this video is why I chose in-hand showing. Now, I took Eddie in-hand showing last year, well this year, last season. The season's now finished. And I'll give you a few reasons why I took Eddie to in-hand showing. It was never something I thought I'd do, never something I'd planned to do. It was something that got suggested, and I will now give you the reasons why I chose to take that route. So reason number one is environment exposure. Now, if you take a young horse out and it's in the show environment, so where I had been taking him showing, on the day of the showing, there was always other things going on, whether it be dressage or show jumping. There was something else going on alongside the showing. So I chose to take Eddie out showing for environment exposure. Now, this is because when I bought Eddie, I bought him for my daughter, and he was going to be a show jumping pony for her. So I wanted to take him to that sort of environment so that by the time he was ready to start his ridding journey, he's already been there and done it. It's effectively like buying a 8 or 9 year old horse that was backed at 5 and has been around the block, been here and done that, been there and done it. However, I started to do it from 1 year old rather than from 5 years old. Another reason I chose to take Eddie out in and showing was so that he learned how to hold himself around other horses that he wasn't used to. Now, a horse being on a yard with other horses is fine. They fall into the pack wherever they are told they're falling into. They all live together and learn to get along. Now, I chose to take him to be around other horses so that he learns how to carry himself and he learns how to respect giving other horses space, and also that he learned to respect the fact that he did what I was telling him to do, not what he wanted to do, like he would if he was in a field with other horses. Third reason I decided to take Eddie in hand showing was because effectively you're judged to a certain percentage on your groundwork. So just basic groundwork that you would do with a horse, trotting on command, standing your horse square, telling your horse to walk on, keeping your horse at the side of you and not in front, and X, Y, and Z. So I seen this as a good opportunity to go to somewhere and have a third party that doesn't know you and doesn't know your horse watch what you're doing and give you positive and negative feedback on your groundwork and how you can improve. Now, to me, this was a win-win. So you get a non-biased opinion on the work that you're putting in and where you can improve on that work. So I just seen this as a good opportunity for further advancing the groundwork with Eddie. And last but not least, I seen it as a great way of having fun. Now, with a young horse, there is not much you can do. You can't go out show jumping and hacking on its back and doing a lot of other things that you can do if you buy an older horse. But this is one way that you can reap the rewards of the hard work that you put into a young horse. And I can tell you one thing for sure, and that is that it's something that you might not see yourself doing, but when you start to get involved with it, you get a bug for it. Now, I will 100% be taking Eddie in and showing again next season at the start of next year, with the hopes of stepping him up to county level and maybe a little bit further. We did local level last year and he'd done exceptionally well. We qualified for Arena UK, we qualified for the Sunshine Tour. We didn't attend either because unfortunately we had other things going on those dates. So yes, this year I'm hoping will be a massive year for me and Eddie in the show ring. And again, if you decide to go showing, have fun. It is all about having fun. Horses are all about having fun. Don't do it if you do not enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Any questions, please feel free to drop them down in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. There will be weekly videos just like this. This one's probably been a little bit boring. I'm new to all of this YouTube shenanigans, so they will only get better and they will only get more fun. Thanks for watching.